Hello. Shuffle that playlist. All right, how you guys doing today? Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. We are back again. A little tired today. A little tired. It's all good. Oh, all right. Hey, what up, Dad? How's it going? Well, that's okay. Hey, what up, Deej? How's it going? That one's whatever. Cosmic Smite. Mask of the Immolator. Yeah. Abyssal Vortex Tornado. Puppeteer Dreadshade. Oh, that looks cool. I like that. Oh, yeah. Like, you put that on it, and it's got the Puppeteer. Bloodgate. Okay. I really liked the Swordmaster's Arsenal. Hey, what up, Air Dragon? How's it going, man? Welcome on in. All right, well, we are still in normal monos, but we are on the last leg of normal monos. We completed Age of Winter. I think we're working on Spirits of Fire next. And then you have heard correctly, Air Dragon. They said there's going to be a new raptor type, and it's going to be like a flaming dragon. Now, I think it's still just going to look like a raptor. But I think they call it's going to be like a flaming dragon, yeah. Kind of like Scorpion that casts Maelstrom. Oh, that's cool. Let me go do this. That way this character can, complete the Temporal Sanctum and join the League, the Circle of Fortune. Hey, what up, Jabberwocky? Bringing back the Beastmaster. Are you asking me, or you're telling me that you're bringing back the Beastmaster? I've always liked Beastmaster. I just not really big on the minions. So, ironically or unironically, oh, you are. You're bringing it back. Awesome. So ironically or unironically, depending on your your point of view, what are we leaving behind? Oh yeah. The only Beastmasters I really enjoyed was squirrels. They should all be better this patch. Yeah. Was squirrels are like a single, right? Like something that just used like Sabretooth. I use Sabretooth as an example. I like either 0 minions or bajillions. Not really into the 1 minion build. I didn't really think I would be into the 1 minion builds either. But I ended up liking Sabretooth. Honestly, though, I will admit that particular build, I'm not going to slam anything. That particular build, my character was kind of strong. The minion was there for supplemental damage. They should all be better. Yeah, I will probably try it out. So, okay, so let me think. This season, I did Marksman and I did Druid. I should do Beastmaster and Lich next season as my, I guess you could say lock it in classes that beyond Sentinel. Obviously, I'm going to be playing as Sentinel. I love Sentinel. It's what I'm familiar with, but it's after. It's after, I've played Sentinel. What do I play? Hope Sentinel gets some new items. I would obviously understand if Sentinel doesn't really get much of anything. They just had pretty much a huge patch where Sentinel got a lot of love. I'm hoping it doesn't get nerfed into the ground, but I do expect some sort of adjustments. That's why I'm playing hammers, because I think hammers will be fine. I don't think hammers will be touched. Maybe a couple nodes that hammers utilizes, like maybe Symbols of Hope. Hopefully not Holy Aura, but no, I would imagine maybe Symbols of Hope get some adjustments. But I think Symbols of Hope is in a good spot, to be honest. Hopefully Smite doesn't get too... I don't think Smite's going to get touched too much, if that makes sense. Oh, wow. What is with all this? I think hammers will be fine. I think... hopefully not, but I think Abyssal Echoes might get some adjustments. I think... it's right on the tip of my tongue. I think Anomaly will get some adjustments. I think Erasing Strike's going to get some adjustments. I think this node, Voidwell, might get reworked in some way. Right. I mean, what's worse? Voidwell or Erasing Strike? Because, here's the thing. If Erasing Strike... nerfed or OP. Everything that I'm mentioning, Dad, is more in the overtuned department. Everything that I'm talking about in this context is agreed by not only myself but other people that some of this stuff is maybe overtuned or in conjunction with, maybe some sort of combo. It's a little too strong. Here's the thing about Erasing Strike. I do think it will get... I do think Erasing Strike will get tuned. Like, this node right here was just absolutely insane. 100% increased damage if you're using a two-handed weapon. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. This node. I'm even if this got cut in half, it would still be good. If that makes sense. Even if this got cut in half, this would still be a great node. One thing that made a Racing Strike really strong this season as well is there's an item in the game called World Splitter. That is very strong, but I don't think it's just World Splitter. I think it's in combination with Void Well. Void Well became super strong this season because Devouring Orb allowed us to generate Void Essences essentially for free. 25% per point. You can have 4 points. That means you have a 100% chance to generate a Void Essence. Let's go back and read what Void Well does real quick. Well, you have 3 or more Void Essences. If you drop below 0 mana, you consume 3 Void Essences to set your mana to 30% of your maximum mana pool. This effect has a 3-second cooldown. So what people were doing is they were using something like World Splitter, which scaled with mana, right? Makes sense. It scales with more mana you have, the more damage you will do, the more bonuses you get with World Splitter. They then used something like a Racing Strike that could do a lot of damage and gets tuned even more because of World Splitter. And then they combined it with something like Void Well, where you're able to just keep generating, you know, the more Void Essences you can generate and sustain, you'll consume it to get 30% of your mana pool back. And there is a certain point where it's right around 1,000 mana. If you have 1,000 mana, you can essentially infinitely keep casting a Racing Strike because of the 3-second cooldown. So how do we fix this? Well, I think a Racing Strike needs to be adjusted. I don't think you need to get rid of the essence of the end node or anything like that. One thing you could do is nerf the damage of a Racing Strike and see if that's all right. Because last season, right, in cycle 1.17, we could infinite a Racing Strike. We could already do it. The thing is, a Racing Strike's damage wasn't high enough. So nobody really cared too much. You'd push to about 500-600 corruption and then you're getting one shot. Now that a Racing Strike's damage is that strong, we can change the mechanic, right? Well, I say I'm talking about EHG. I'm doing nothing here. I have no power in this situation. You could change the mechanic, make this a 5-second cooldown. See what I mean? Make this a 5-second cooldown so you're not able to infinitely go. It's still strong, right? It's still strong. You could also keep the 3-second thing, but only restore 20% of your mana pool, 10% of your mana pool. At that point, I feel like it's kind of worthless. I would rather have the 30%, but maybe a higher cooldown. 10 seconds would be too long. 5, I think, might be a good sweet spot. You could also adjust the damage of your Racing Strike. The other thing that's been really abusing that is Warpath. This infinite node. Essentially, your mana cost is going to scale to the moon, but you gain damage per second as a result. So what people would do is they would use Devouring Orb to get back Void Essence, because Devouring Orb now triggers while you move. Warpath, if you guys didn't know, is like Whirlwind from Diablo. So you move while attacking. And with this node, you will gain damage each second, but your mana cost keeps going up. Well, if you already have a ton of mana and you have that node that when you run out of mana, you just immediately get 30% of it back, you can't infinitely hold the button down, but you could sustain it for a while. I never actually played it. Somebody told me about the build yesterday. So that's also another abuser. I think those two things right there, I think are the biggest abusers of Void Well. I'm sure there's other builds out there. Maybe some sort of like smite build that you just fire it super fast and you need to, I don't know. But yeah, there's some tuning that will happen with Sentinel. Hopefully it's not too hardcore. So anyway, I'm going to play Sentinel. Long-winded explanation. I'm going to play Sentinel. And then after that, I think I'll check out Beastmaster and then Lich, because I've never played Lich before. I think I might try Fire Raptors this cycle. That sounds good. Oh, yeah, that sounds really good. I'll probably play Sabretooth or Bear. Savicus, did I say hi? What's up, Savicus? Hopefully you're having a good one. Actually, can't wait for Dragon Raptors. They sound really cool. You know what? I could see myself playing Dragon Raptors and then using the T-Rex relic that's coming. Yeah, Dad, if you're still there, they're introducing a relic into the game that would go right here that would summon a T-Rex. It's been confirmed that it's coming to the game. You can summon a T-Rex and have a pet T-Rex. It's not going to be a skill, it's going to be an item. You equip the item and it summons a T-Rex. I don't really have anything good. I'm not giving up my Pearls of the Swine here. Yeah. You're more hyped for this season than the current season? I can understand that, especially if you like minions. T8 affixes, yeah. Crazy? That's it. That's how I feel. I feel like it's crazy. I'm still not completely sold on T8 affixes being better than a unique. Now, obviously, it's going to depend on the kind of uniques in the primordial uniques, but I mean, there's builds out there right now that utilize all uniques, and I don't know if replacing one of those with a T8 affix is I don't know if replacing one of those with a T8 affix exalted is going to be strong enough. Like in all seriousness. Obviously, it'll be build dependent, but TA is supposed to be 100 to 150. Okay. Is it 100 to 150? I saw 50 to 100. The cough be salty? Why is cough salty? Who told me 50 to 100? I heard 50 to 100. 100 to 100. No. I'm not doubting you. I just want to make sure that I'm being correct, because 100 to 150 could sway my opinion here. The thing is, like, yeah, this is probably not the best example, but like, let's say you have let's say I have a pair of boots, T8 movement speed. Okay, that's cool. But even if it is 100% more movement speed than a T7, I mean, Blood of the Exile, right? It's 50 to 100. Okay. I got a question about MG. Is there any way to search for Havoc target items with any T7 mod plus a mod of choice or empty pre stuff? Because I know EHG add unique mod range search, but don't think I can search for Havoc target properly, right? Chat? Yeah, this would be a chat question. I mostly play Circle of Fortune. Last time I played Merchant's Guild, there wasn't an option like that in the game. I do know they said that they are bringing expanded Merchant's Guild searchability. I don't know if that's going to be one of them. As there's getting, yeah, I mean, what is Havoc? I don't think I have one. This one's solo character found. Oh, I do have one. Havoc is the one where it moves, it shuffles the tiers of the affixes. Yeah. I plan my filter around it. That's why I ask. I never played MG before. They did say they're bringing expanded search options, Sagito. So, I mean, that's a possibility. But when I played it, there wasn't anything like that. You could search for specific uniques. You could search for T7. I think you could search for roll ranges of the T7s, T6s, etc. I don't think they had anything like what you're describing, though. Rune of Havoc. T8 will be a stat increase. Hey, it could be a very powerful stat increase, but it depends on the item and it depends on the class. For Sentinel, I think most Sentinels are probably going to be running some sort of unique relic. Yo, Plubfig, thank you for the follow. I think most Sentinels are also, if a Sentinel is running Champion Regalia, I could definitely 100% see T8 affix being there. But you also got stuff like Null Portent, Titanheart vying for that spot. Helmet, I think, is the biggest area, at least on Sentinel, you're going to see the T8 affix being, because Leonine's is such a powerful exalted item. It is like almost unique status. I think you're going to barely see anybody use boots. Like, I don't think you're going to see too many people use T8 affix boots unless there's like experimental affix you really need. I could see that, but I don't think you're going to see people doing like T8 affix boots because Blood of the Exile, Foot of the Mountain, probably not these boots, but Dark Strides, the Inevitable. Those are some very powerful, unique boots, and most of them give you some sort of movement speed increase along with whatever T7 you can put on there. Possibly weapon, but then again, it's going to be build dependent. There's a lot of powerful weapons. Gloves could be very strong. Eternal Gauntlets with a T8 affix I could see being pretty good for a lot of builds, but there's also a lot of really good unique gloves in the game. Belt, I think there's just a lot of good belts in the game right now, like unique belts, generically good belts now, right? Like Cycle 1.17, I ran almost no unique belts unless it was a melee build, in which case I ran Shattered Chains. So, but now this season, there's Brewmaster Buckle. Yo, Sagito, thank you for the follow. There's Brewmaster's Buckle, very strong. There's Elico's Ambition or whatever. That one's basically a spider silk with extra stuff added on top of it. I already said Brewmaster's Buckle. Elico's. What's the smite one? I don't know how many people are running smite. Could see a case for what Saphicus was talking about. Like a Praetorian belt with a T8 affix could be pretty strong. Yeah, did I say Shatter Chains? I felt like I said Shatter Chains, but that one's an almost instant lock it in if you're playing melee. I think T8 affixes are highly build dependent, but will be a power boost to most builds. We will have to see how the primal uniques really work out. You did say Shatter Chains. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, finally get to catch you live again. Hey, what's up, Alexander? Thank you for stopping by over on YouTube, man. How you doing today? I guess it'll really depend on what the primal uniques are. The few that we've seen have been very narrow. I'm just talking about uniques we already have in the game, right? There's some pretty powerful uniques like in the next slot. I'm not necessarily saying Pearls of Swine is an auto lock it in, but like look at this kind of stuff. Plus 11 vitality, pluses to all resistances, plus 2 to all attributes. You got stuff like Twisted Heart, Code of an Erased Sentinel, Valdir's Chalice. There's a lot of like really strong uniques already in the game. I'm not even talking about the one primordial or one T8 exalted you can have. There's just like really just strong generic uniques in the game that might make it hard to choose a T8 over a 2LP null portent with a T7 on there. Doing good, been eating good as spin to win this season. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, Alexander. How's it been playing for you? Hey, what up, Telron? Welcome back. Happy pre-Friday. It is Friday Eve, my friend. Celebration. Tomorrow, it's Fiction's birthday. All I know is we're getting down on some games. Say what? Nice. BF6 beta is back. Yeah, we might be playing that tomorrow. All I know is I got a bottle of Canadian whiskey sitting over here that I'm going to be getting into tomorrow. Level 4, spin to win VK to above 90. It was your first to level 100. Hey, congrats, Alexander. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm getting some frame drops. It's a lot of stuff on screen. Here we go. Like in 4 separate characters to above level 90. Oh, nice. Oh, I do have one unspent point. Here we go. Let's get more of that. Fiction is like, what, 25 or something, right? Yeah, about that. Now I'm smashing stuff from my marksman. Yeah, I just played a marksman. It was cool. I mean, I'm definitely a Sentinel guy, but I mean, it was cool. I love Warlock. Yeah, Warlock is cool, especially after you get Chthonic Fissure. Yo, Jay Raven, thank you so much for the follow. What Warlock build will be good for next season? I haven't played too many. I don't know what the status of Torment Warlock is. I feel like right now the state of Warlock is pretty much ailment. So like bleed, torment. Oh, that's my first death on this character. Let me guess. It was possessed, wasn't it? Oh, frick. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. I appreciate it. Man, I'm thinking I should have jumped out, bro. Dude, some of these champions, in my opinion, piles of glyphs. Yeah, there we go. Some of these champions are just like when they get possessed, Torment gonna be pretty good, you think? Okay. Enemies are deadly. Oh, well, that's my own fault for choosing that. Barf. Well, we all knew I was gonna die on Sentinel at some point. Do Warlock and farm affixes for Lich and Acolyte for money in MG. Torment, Poison, Bleed can be good. Yeah. I mean, I haven't played Warlock since like mid last season, right? Mid last season. I played Torment. It was strong. I think it caught some nerfs, but I think Torment Warlock's still fine. I think this season I heard ailments, like any sort of ailment on Warlock was still pretty good. I don't know about like crits or hits. TY for all the help. Anytime, Plum. We got you. And then Alexander over on YouTube is saying Torment's going to be pretty good, he thinks. Okay, yeah. Torment still busted? Okay, there you go. I always thought Warlock was cool with all the curses and just stacking them all up, you know, using Torment and all that other stuff and just, you know, just watching them melt. Yours slides through 400 corruption and isn't optimized. Okay. I plan to play Aura of Decay and Elements if that's reasonable, but I'm totally an Acolyte noob. Only played it once through campaign. Will either go Lich or Warlock, and the new Rip Blood adjustments look promising. Man, Hype Week is awesome, but it's so hard to wait for another week to play it. Can't wait for the full patch notes. You must. Chthonic with Rip Blood, Bone Curse, Chaos Boats, and Profane Veil, and you're good. That sounds about right. Well, and Sagito, with the new changes, the fact that you do Lich is nuts next season, I think so. But I was saying, Sagito, with the new changes, you could start off as Warlock and then just, you know, transfer over to Lich when you're ready. So if Warlock's leveling experience is that much better, possibly go for that. You want to try out the one-handed world splitter? I didn't see what item they teased. Was that what they teased? I was pretty busy at work today. Let me go over it. Yeah, sure. I can pull it up here in a second. They talked about the changes. Yeah, it's best in slot for nearly every build. I'm talking about the two-handed axe. Okay, then what is Savicus talking about? Eulogy? All right. I'll go over to Last Epoch's Twitter. Quality of life minion. Huh. Actually, I don't see anything. Was it from Aaron? What, not Aaron. Was it from Mike's stream? Oh, was it here in like this, like little... Every time I try and pause it, it goes away. Somebody got a screenshot? It's on Reddit. It's a two-handed spear. Harmony of the First. Harmony of the First. Not seeing anything. Where did they find this? Executioner's Tithe. Okay, so is that the two-handed axe you were talking about? Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, okay. I see Executioner's Tithe. That looks cool. Oh, yo, Plumfig, thank you so much for subscribing. It timed out Mugshade? Why did it time out Mugshade? Yo, Plum, thank you so much for subscribing over here to the channel. No problem. I appreciate it. Can I at least... If Mugshade's... Oh, there it is. I can click on Mugshade's name. Chat history. Okay, cool. And then I can post it because, hey, guess what? It's got a spoiler tag. Primordial two-handed spear. Okay. Okay, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. Okay, I'm going to get back to killing stuff. Thank you for being patient, everybody. Oh, here, let me post this over on YouTube as well. That is the spear that Mugshade over on Twitch was talking about. Does it count uniques, Mugshade? Or does it have to be an exalted tier? Excuse me. No uniques. Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't think of it, but when Mugshade mentioned any items with 2 or less affixes, I was like, okay, are they going to count uniques? But he's just saying, for reference, it could be an exalted affix as long as it has 2 or less affixes. Exalted items are magic items. Yeah, technically. They don't need to change the wording. Yo, Angor, thank you for the follow. Isn't magic a rarity? Technically, yes. See, the reason why I asked the question is when Mugshade provided the qualifying statement. As a bonus part of the teaser, this item considers items with 2 or less non-sealed affixes, regardless of the tier of that affix, as magic rarity. So I was like, well, that is kind of open. Do they also include 2 or less legendary items? Now, because technically a legendary item can have 2 or less affixes. Yeah, man, heard about you on Aaron's stream today. Good work you do. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, I've been working with Aaron since the start of season 2. I hooked him up with a couple Sentinel builds for the start, and that was about it. Didn't really do too much mid-season. We shall see, but yeah, I'm working on updating my Paladin leveling guide, and then I'm going to work on an in-game build. All of this is dependent on patch notes, though. Do you think a Racing Strike can do Aberoth? Uber Aberoth? Which 2 were yours? Okay, so I did the Paladin leveling. I did the Bleed Hammer build. I did the Electrified Javelin build on Aaron's website. Once I get patch notes, I can update stuff. The thing is, I'm kind of, obviously CT doesn't exist anymore. I was never in CT to begin with. So I'm kind of just guessing at what might still be good on Sentinel after, potentially any sort of reworks, if that's the right word. And I think Hammers is going to be fine. The one problem with Hammers is the projectiles can despawn on walls, and it's very apparent in tombs and cemeteries. You just started LE a couple weeks ago. Hey, man, welcome aboard. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to try a different approach. Are they running a PTR? No. So they used to have something called CT, and it was available to a select few. Content creators could be some of them, but for the most part, it was available to a select few. And they recently announced that they're not going to be doing CT testing anymore. They're going to like hire a quality control team instead of having volunteers or people be in CT. Because what would happen is there was a number of content creators in CT. They would sign an NDA, but they could get all their build guides and all that stuff ready off playing CT. And then, you know, day one of the launch of the server of the season, and they would have build guides that have been, you know, they've been testing for weeks, months even. And people were getting upset that the season was figured out in a couple hours a day, and they wanted more discovery in a season. So they asked that the CT server either be removed or content creators couldn't be in the CT server. I wasn't in it to begin with, so this doesn't really affect me at all. My main concern with that is making sure that the game doesn't have a ton of bugs, because that's another reason I have a CT server. You know, test for bugs. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. And it's possessed. Why am I not surprised? Jeez. Honestly, I'm not even gonna bother, man. They need to really reconsider the champions and the whole possession mechanic. Level 16 item, obviously meant to be a leveling item. This is true. Well, there's a couple low-level items that can be pretty good in the late game. How's it going, Kriskin? Welcome back, man. My man with the purple badge, dude. Thank you for all the support, Kriskin. They need to reconsider. Is there any reason you have so much stability, or just happens? Huh? Okay, it dies on loading screen. What do you mean? That much stability? Oh, this is pain. Oh, on the echo screen, I have 200 plus stability. You don't know what it does? The stability in the timeline allows you to fight the boss of the timeline once you fill up the bar to a certain amount. And you gain stability by running echoes. Okay, let me read what Air Dragon said. Players and content creators just fundamentally think different. That QA, if you have QA finding out all the good stuff and checking every interaction, all the capacities before release, you got an A+++ QA team. Oh, I've done that with the progression bar. Just the number confused me. Oh, I got you. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean the the number.
Another possession. Oh, yeah. Bleed on melee hit. Unfortunately, I'm not doing melee. Ooh, I got a great item right here. Ooh. Oh, look at that. 41 forging potential? Thank you. Thank you. Huh. Need two hands for the girth? Yeah. So, Deej, normally I advocate for one-hander and a shield. I think it would make it, it's more survivable, but I got a lot of pushback from my Season 2 leveling guide where I said use a one-hander and a shield. I was told you should really try out a two-hander because you can really benefit from this node right here. Smelter's Might in the Forge Guard tree. 10 points gets you 70% bleed chance, and then it's doubled with a two-handed weapon, and you also get ignite chance to boot. And on top of that, especially if it's an axe, you get to benefit from Weapons Master, which I took as a even when I was leveling with the shield. But hey, 75% chance to bleed with an axe. This is the main thing right here. You also get a higher base chance to inflict bleed, like even at tier 5. So I had a lot of people pointing that out, so I figured, hey, I'll try it out. It was
It is pretty strong. I am starting to feel the pain, though. This character finally died for the first time. I wanted to try out a couple other things, too, because I know one thing that I'm going to get some pushback on recommending hammers again is, well, what about the walls? Which is fair. You know, I kind of brought it to the limelight. I'm sure I wasn't the only one, but I pointed it out. Like, I owned up to it. I'm like, hey, guys, like, this has been a thing in the last Epoch, but it hasn't been that big of a deal. Well, guess what? Tombs and cemeteries, it's actually kind of a big deal now. Half your hammers go into the wall, so you gotta play around that. I still had a great time with bleed hammers. Glad I started off with it. I pushed it to 1,000+ corruption. Had a great time. I personally do prefer the swirl mechanic, but I figured I'd give this a shot with the chain. So far, it feels pretty strong, the chain hammers. I don't know if there's ever a point where it kind of falls off, though. This could be a recommendation. I would have to practice the leveling run again, though, if I'm going to recommend chain hammers. One thing is, you could potentially get swarmed, but it has good single target. Probably because if I can venture a guess, Deej, I think the reason why you like swirl or vortex is technically what it's called. I call it swirl too, but I think the reason why is because there's no cap on how much ignite and bleed you can apply on hammer. So technically you get way more hits with vortex. But with chain, you know, you could apply more damage per ailment. And since you already have a limit on how much time rot you can apply, chain makes more sense since you can apply more damage per ailment. Like, more damage per ailment might make sense, but eventually there's going to come a point where just having more bleed stacks on the enemy is better than, you know, each stack doing more damage. For leveling, I think Warpath and Cleave is just more fluent. Here's the thing, though, Savicus. I don't know to what degree Warpath is going to get touched. I feel like hammers are the safe best to be practicing right now until we get patch notes. You like Rive? Yeah. You don't think Warpath will be touched? Okay. So, Savicus, what do you think will get touched? If any. Warpath isn't the culprit in OP builds, okay? Okay, off to be a family man. Got it. Thank you, Deej. Appreciate the lurk. Javelin, Healing Hands, Anomaly, Voidwell. Maybe some Time Rot stuff. That's fair. I do like. I think they. Yeah, I think Time Rot's getting touched. I don't know if they've like. It was really confusing how it works, but once you understood, you're like, wait, you guys actually what? Okay, thanks. Javelin has too many more. You think Judgment? I don't know if Judgment's the problem. I think it's more the healing aspect, which I think that would require just a deeper rework of Paladin. The most immediate thing would probably be the cleanse rework or removal on Judgment. I think this node. Hold up, I want to kill this thing. I think this node's getting touched. Judgment of the Storm. More lightning damage over time per 2% crit multi. I think that's getting touched. I don't think that's surviving. I could be wrong. I also was thoroughly convinced that Anomaly was going to have its extra damage completely removed, and instead they left it. So, I mean, albeit at half its value, but it was still, yeah. Like I could be mistaken. I don't know if I've seen this tile set. Hey, what's good, man? Welcome back, Zero Flax. I think we could speculate for hours. Well, that's all we got, though. All we can do is speculate, so speculate. Till tomorrow's patch notes. Not going Spiral. That's unique. I like it. I was going Spiral Zero Flax, but I hit level 20, so I knew I could respec and it not take forever and a day to get it back up. The thing is, Zero Flax, I did get some, like when it was discovered, I doubt it was just me who pointed it out, but I pointed it out that, especially in tombs and cemeteries, hammers were being eaten by the walls. Hit what's good, I flip. And I had a lot of people... say, I'm not playing hammers anymore. That sucks. And I tried to offer solutions. So I tried to offer solutions as to how to get around the walls, but it was pretty hardcore in the tombs. Just like every single surface in the tombs would just eat your hammer. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying out chain hammers with bleed to see if the damage is, manageable. I'm only taking this as far as, early corruption. I want this to be a leveling build. You could build it into an in-game build, but if you're going to do that, I would recommend Spiral. But this is just to, check it out, see how it's going. Is this viable for leveling? One thing it does really well is it allows you to pinpoint a little bit better the troublesome creatures. There we go. Do I think we'll see, like, DLC? There's a point in time where I would have told you probably not, but now that they've been bought by Crafton, anything is possible. It might not be their call in the future. So yeah, there's a possibility. Assume we'll see battle passes first. I'm assuming that as well. Unless, I mean, it could be working for them. It could be working for them to keep doing the supporter packs. Yeah, the supporter packs are a nice happy medium, right? You can buy the current seasonal supporter pack, and then, you know, the supporter pack from 2 seasons ago then gets retired. Still don't like battle passes. Yeah, I mean, I suppose the supporter packs are... I can't wait for battle passes. If it's for last Epoch, I'm fine with it. I'm generally a battle pass enjoyer for a multitude of games, but I can also see why it could be annoying because of what I just said. A multitude of games, everybody's doing it. So you want those cosmetics, but you got to be playing that game to unlock that stuff after you've already paid for it. So I could see, like, you know, selling something like a supporter pack and then having like some sort of grind function to unlock certain stuff. Excuse me. I mean, yeah, that's probably it right there. I mean, this game on the Eastern market, bro, it's probably going to be chock full of microtransactions, unfortunately. Like, to the brim. PoE in China is a different animal. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think you're right. I doubt we'll see much of a change in the US version, but in the Eastern version, well, the Western version, in the Eastern version, yeah, it'll probably be a different animal, like you said. They make their 96 million there. They don't see it as bad. They love it. Oh, cool. I got armor. If Blizzard could just share some of those billions they made with D4, all of our favorite ARPGs can thrive. Is Blizzard. They ain't sharing. Plus, they got to give it all to Microsoft because they got bought out. Microsoft wants its 74 million back, baby. Or 76 or whatever. Right, but the core game is there. Ellie just develops the game. Give it to Crafton. Their devs change what they need to, and boom, money. Okay. So would EHG get like any of that money? Or is the money that they got from the sale considered, well, there you go, the money we make in Asia, that's ours now. You give us the game, we get to change it, and we get to release a console port and then a mobile port or something and put it in the Asian market, and that's where we're going to get our money back. Works fine for GGG. Is that exactly how it works for GGG, bro? GGG got the money up front from the sale, and then Tencent, they keep all the profit made in the Asian market. As good as GGG's games are, they aren't really killing it financially. Really? Dude, they were charging like $500 for a supporter pack and people were buying them. No, the money in the sale went to the owners. Right, that's what I'm saying. So the 96 million went to the founders of the studio, right? Who I'm assuming reinvested the money back into the company. I'm assuming. And now Crafton, you said, is going to take the game Asian, you know, make it acceptable for the Asian market and then sell it there. I guess my question is, does Crafton keep 100% of that profit? If they're going to do all the legwork, releasing it in the Asian market, does Crafton keep all the profit? Well, yeah, but is Tencent publicly traded? So any profit EHG makes, crafting gets to keep all of it. Well, yeah, but I'm trying to figure out, like how's EHG supposed to sustain itself if Crafton's keeping all that money? Like, yes, I understand Crafton owns 100% of EHG, but like, how is EHG supposed to sustain itself? I'm reading a net profit. Net. Did you see that item? No, what item are you talking about? What item? The broken eye? What item? Say its name. Where was it revealed? Was it revealed on Reddit? Is it a spear? It's a spear, right? And it was revealed on Reddit? No, I didn't see it. Chat told me about it. It's broken? Sure, but are a lot of in-game builds going to just be using two affixes on a lot of items? Well, that would also mean that all builds are going to, to get maximum value, are going to be using two affix items. Blizzard said it was busted, so now everybody's pooping their pants. I didn't think someone could play this game more than Babbling Bike, but Lizard is bordering obsession? Nah. He's not bordering obsession. Like, I don't know what Lizard does for full-time employment if he can 100% work at Maxroll and create content. He's a music teacher? Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. Like I play this game 3 hours a day, all right? Saphicus has got me beat. I don't think Lizard is bordering on obsession. Yeah, it's literally his summer right now, so he has more time to play. It's the math of the item. The thing about items, like, I like to see total hours played from you all. Well, Savicus is catching up to me, and he started playing in like cycle 1.17. Like, Savicus is sitting at around 2,000 hours. Sure, you can see for yourself from me. All right, I got nothing to hide. 2,143 hours and add about an hour and a half to that. 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Here's the thing about total hours, though. Here's the thing about total hours. Like, how many people can... Yeah, Savicus is already at 2,055. He's going to be passing me up. Here's the thing about total hours. Anybody could just leave their computer on. Anybody could just log into the game. You know, maybe they have joysticks. I bet Lizard's at over 10,000 hours. So what if he is? Cap's got like 6K hours. Yeah. Cap's got like 6,000 hours. I'm not saying it's bad. Okay. I'm not a fan of the hours thing. When people, I guess that's a good point. When people start going, how many hours do you have in the game? And you tell them and they go, you know nothing. I mean, that's when I would be like, yo, listen. Like, that's no reason to dismiss somebody. I also play too many games. Yeah, no problem, Zero. It's the mileage, right. I started making content for the game after about 100 hours. You know what? Like, if you're playing the game and you're loving it, nothing should stop you. You should not have to go through some sort of like arbitrary, like, well, after I've played X number of hours, only then can I speak on this game with any amount of authority. No. Nobody can take your experience of the game away from you. Whether you got 30 minutes or 2,000 hours. You guys rock. Appreciate it, Zero. Zero. Unfortunately, I don't. Wait, do we have any confirmation? Is the dual wield node gonna be just Lich only, right? Or is it like at a point in the tree where you can invest enough into Lich and get it? Like, if somebody's at the gym 8 hours a day, we'll know tomorrow. I'm on it, Lich main. That's what I'm talking about, Zero. Yeah, I mean, 8 hours at a gym is a bit much. But, I mean, again, at the same time, it's their life. They can do what they want. That's not going to stop you from... It's not going to stop you from going, huh, and then moving on. I will freely admit, you're free to do what you want, but that's not going to stop me from going, huh. Okay, moving on. Or 10,000 hours at a bar. Hey, yo, you leave Norm Peterson alone, all right? All right, man. All he wants. All he wants is a beer and cheers, man. Hey, and I'm saying more power to you, bro. I'm agreeing with you. I'd probably do the same thing. Like, huh? Okay, moving on. You know. I just. That is like the biggest. That is like the biggest self-snitch right there. Like, whoa, don't judge me. I just happen to love pierogies, and I earned this gun. He would have no idea that you love pierogies or had a gut had you not said anything to Zero Flags. You did that to yourself. For me, at that point, it's going to depend on the game. Okay, 10K hours, but it's World of Warcraft. How long you been playing? I've been playing since vanilla. Okay. Is it somebody like Saphicus who lives in a remote area, and if it's raining, he's at the house. He can't leave. He's got to be there. Plays what he enjoys. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean. 10K hours in Guild Wars 1. Rookie hours, yeah, sure. People don't play LOL. LOL plays you. No, Saphicus works for the forestry service, so he lives in a remote area. He has like satellite internet, and on days that it's raining, he's not able to do his job effectively. So because his job requires him to be outside for multiple hours in a day. Like Saphicus, what did you say? It was like 16 hours, right? Like a normal shift is anywhere from like 10 to 16 hours. But on days with inclement weather and or rain, most hardcore PoE 1 players sit around 10 to 20k hours. Yeah, I guess again it would depend on where you started. That game came out in 2013. That could make sense. I could see that 1-0 flex. I guess Savicus already left for the day. Yeah, right. It can vary 8 to 16 hours a day. Oh, there you are. Speaking of the woods, I saved a bunch of trash pandas. What happened to them? Were they all stuck somewhere? Five were stuck in a dumpster. That sounds about right. Do you like stick like a ladder or something down there so they could crawl out? I stuck a board in? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Any good ideas of using the ring with sets? Yeah, so the druid set, well, it's not exactly a druid set, but the one set that you could I'm trying to remember the name of it. Was it the Last Bear set? You can use 2 pieces of the Last Bear set for like, I'm thinking like bleed hammers, right? You can use 2 pieces and then use the ring to make up the rest. That could be cool. Instead of having to have helmet, chest piece, gloves, you can do helmet, chest piece, different pair of gloves, something else, and your ring slot. Well, use something else in your glove slot because you got it made up for it with the rings. Obviously, the most effective use would be combine it with other sets. Hopefully some of them got some buffs because everybody was like, oh, the sets are going to be nuts. The sets are going to be nuts. And then the sets came out, and sure, there was a couple good ones, but a lot of the sets people were thinking of, or a lot of the, like, the ones that were on the forefront of people's minds got nerfs. They got nerfs before they even came out, just for balancing purposes. And I think some of them were just like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother now. So you could Velatras without the helm and then Invokers without the ring. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I almost have dodge on. Yeah, yeah. Enemies get dodge. I mostly go on Shaman and Sentinel, I think. I think that's where we're gonna see that rain used the most. Oh, are you talking about the Velatris set or just the rain in general? Because I feel like the last bear set could be very, very strong, and then you could still use a unique helmet, gloves, or chest piece and still get the 3-set bonus, depending on your build and what you need for your ring slot. Honestly, that could be pretty cool. Okay. This is not good. Why do I get the speed of a turtle? That could be pretty cool, playing Warlock with all your normal dots and stuff, ailments, and then, I got a golem here just to make sure, none of y'all get out of hand. Too many pierogies. Oh, come on, Gorsh. I told you not to tell anybody about that. Bleed Warlock looking kind of good. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, actually, to be honest, it wasn't my idea. It was Brow's idea. I drafted Bleed Acolyte #1 overall. My builds are based purely on MTX, though. Hey, man, I'm not gonna fault you for that. The leveling is very smooth too. Like the brain. Last season I played I played Cosmic Sentinel. Oh really? What build were you playing? Cosmic. Oh, I didn't realize there was a cosmic skill for Sentinel. It's under the MTX tab. What's your favorite build on Sentinel? Cosmic, baby. I don't think I'm familiar with that one. How does it go? Oh, shoot. I mean, at least for leveling, chain hammers doesn't feel too bad. I do think there might be a point where this hits a wall, though. But, like, I feel like this could potentially solve a lot of issues that people had with the build originally. Call them drip builds? Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hello there. Okay, I think for this, we're gonna do health. Health. This is what we're gonna do. Please work. I beg of you. Please. I thought it worked. I like opened my eyes, fully expected to see this sealed. And then I'm like, huh? Who cares how good you are if you don't look good doing it? Nobody wants a pierogi ass looking build. Is that part of the lexicon of the channel now? We got smooth brain and pierogi. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. Okay, please work. I really need this to work. Oh man, sealing a T4 is going to be difficult. It's core, yeah. Oh, please work. Please, please, please. Apparently you just got to grovel enough. Oh. Yeah, you just got to grovel, chat. Now, the really cool thing about this, I could dupe this. I could dupe this and then have two of these. Yeah, that's a pure upgrade. I mean, what do we think, chat? Came back from dinner for slams with bike. What? Praise craft? Oh, I ain't slamming this, though. Oh, Tilron got us started for the bit goal. I'm like, wait, what? can cost 1 to 12. What if we used our 1 rune of creation we found and did this? There we go. There we go. Make it so, number 1. Oh. Oh. Now I pair it with these gloves. Number 1, I order you to go take a number 2. That's an order. Up to it. It's kind of disappointing. Man, I kind of wish we were already playing Season 3 right now, and this was the start of my Season 3 build. Oh, what an immaculate reign. I'm just saying. Oh, no more spinning hammers. I still think spinning hammers are probably going to be best in slot. Right, I still think spinning hammers are going to be best in slot. I'm doing the chain hammers because I already know there's going to be people who go, I don't want to play it. The hammers are going to go into the walls. All right, people are going to just say, they're like, I don't want to play it. I'm going to lose all my hammers into the walls, which is fair. Right? The thing is, I don't think it's that big of a deal in open areas like this. And you just got to be more mindful of it in tombs and cemeteries, right? You can't just be like standing next to a wall doing that. But I still know I'm going to get people like that. So this is an alternative. This is a, hey, I tested it. It does work. You can do chain hammers. This game needs boomerang hammers. A node where projectiles ricochet off walls. All right, here we go, chat. We're doing the last little bit of normal monos, and then we're gonna be in exalted. Not exalted, empowered. Finally don't know what to do in last Epoch anymore. Start a hardcore character. Hardcore solo character found character. Or just go play a different game. I mean, it doesn't have to be that nuts. Or actually just try out solo character found. Right. Try out solo character found if you want like a more, you know, I guess lack of a better term, pure experience. Do some practice runs. Or, I mean, I guess if you care, Arena?
Bankai.
Roof of Sage?
加点胸骨絡まつ真珠
What you up to tonight, Reefer? Playing DayZ. That game's still around? Kidding. JK. Still pretty popular. That's cool. Dragon Raptors, how tight is that? It sounds pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know how much I'm going to play it. Well, no, I might play it later on. I've already said it here on chat that I'm going to play a Beastmaster and a Lich next season. I mean, of course, I'll be starting off with, Sentinel, but I'll play a Beastmaster and a Lich. Fire breathing raptors. Fire breathing. Oh no. Class specific shard drop rate. Who are you? Okay, hold up. Could we put chance to bleed on here? This could potentially be insane. Become. All right, I know what I need this to become. Please become damage over time. Can the axes get that? Possibly damage over time. Please become damage over time. Do it now. Mana regen is actually not too bad either. It doesn't do anything for... No, actually, I don't really think we're going to need that. Can we get damage over time? Oh, it actually looks like we can't. It looks like we can't. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Hold up. I might not have damage over time shards. Hey, what's good, YouTube? Thank you for the likes. Hold up. Let me go to the build planner. It can get damage over time. The thing is, I just don't have any shards. Okay. Never mind. I kind of want to just leave it, though, because mana is not that bad. There we go. Okay. Give me all those bleed. Give me that chance to bleed. I mean, T7 cold resistance. I'll be capped on my cold res. Do we think this is enough leech? Well, it's worth a shot. I feel a lot better if I had Bleeding Heart, but... Melee damage leeches health? No. Mana? No. In this particular case, I say strength. I have 50. Oh, right. Let's go do this. Nice cosmetics. Hi guys, did you guys try max roll loot filter? I can't make it work. Nice cosmetics, by the way. Appreciate it. No, I haven't used one of the max roll loot filters for a while. They put a lot of rules in the max roll loot filters. It's not bad, but one thing you got to do is you got to kind of customize it, because it'll say something like blah 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 strict, blah 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 strict. So if you're just getting started with loot filters, it's kind of a good starting point. But eventually, I would recommend trying to find a style that works for you. If you are interested in creating your own loot filters and you maybe like the idea that I provide, here's a loot filter guide. Hold up, let me see if I can get to it. Wait, does that still work? Yeah. Hey guys, Bike here, and I'm back. That is my loot filter guide. The idea is that you're probably aware of how I do my loot filters. So here, let me, I don't know what build you're playing, but let me give you an example loot filter. Judgment Paladin. There we go. Hey, what up, Bad Dennis? Yo, just wanted to say, hey, you're not streaming tonight, you're just lurking. Hey, what's good, Bad Dennis? Welcome back, man. You can check those out. Think you're playing Beastmaster? Okay, the loot filter I just shared with you, it's not gonna work with your build. But if you wanted to see how I do things, that is an in-game loot filter, though, the way I got it set up. So you can check that out. Tell me what you think. Thank you so much for the likes. Let's get back to it, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me put that on. Very first thing I fight, and it's And it's a possessed champion. Oh my gosh. Matt in a hat coming in with the raid. Appreciate it, Matt. Diamondix coming in with the raid. Yo, man, it's good to see you guys again. Welcome back, man. What were you guys up to tonight? Still leveling. More Last Epoch co-op. That's what I'm talking about. All right, yo, Matt, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Were you still doing the Paladin healing hands, buffing your buddy up? I assume you were playing with Diamondix again. Welcome back. Yeah. Welcome back, Diamondix, as well. Thanks for remembering. I think that was about as far as I remember, though. I don't remember what Diamondix was playing. Merlin and Gwen. Okay, yeah. That's sparking up, one or two brain cells I got left. Another possessed boss. Jeez. He's doing Fireball Rune Master, but is considering changing to Sorcerer for the Meteor. What do you think? Okay, so I've played Meteor before. It was last season. I don't know how it is now. It's a cool spell, like everything behind it. You'll probably have fun with it for a little while. I do feel like, you know, you start getting to a point where it can be a bit constraining, if that makes sense. It's still a cool idea. It's still a cool spell. Like, if you've never played it before, I think, you know, to really get a hold of the last Epoch experience, I think it's really cool going, all right, I'm going to create a sorcerer, and I'm going to summon meteors from the sky. Is it the best thing since sliced bread? Probably not. But if you're playing Rune Master, you know what you got to be playing, man. I think you're lying to yourself right now by not playing Disintegrate Rune Master. You realize you weren't using a lot of the Rune Master stuff? Okay, I see what you mean. So you're figuring, well, since I'm not using a lot of Rune Master stuff anyways, might as well check out Sorcerer, and you'll get access to Meteor. That might end up working for you and your playstyle, yeah. Honestly, that's the great thing about last Epoch, though. You could respec and try it out, and if it doesn't work, you can just respec back now, right? You're not gonna be like, well, shucks, now I gotta go start a whole new character just because I wanted to see if it was fun. Right. Honestly, when it comes to playing Rune Master, I feel like if you're not using the invocations, if you're not using what is it, Rune Bolt? No, it's not Rune Bolt. What's the name of that spell? You kind of put in codes. Here, let me look real quick on the builder. Yeah, Runic Invocation. Yeah, if you're not using Runic Invocation, it does feel pretty weird. Like, in some regard, I feel like that's where a lot of power for Rune Master is. So yeah, give Sorcerer a try. Like, I think it should work out. That's where you're gonna see a lot of the Rune Master shenanigans. I feel like if you're not using it, try out Sorcerer. Because there's like whole, pardon the language, there's whole ass builds just built around which invocation you're using on Rune Master, right? Yeah, there's a whole lot, like, depending on what code you put in, you summon like a little Hydra thing that's shooting out fire. You put in another thing, you got like this plasma ball going around you. They called it the disco ball build for a while. Like, I don't think it's as strong as it used to be. A lot of that stuff got some nerfs, but like there's whole freaking builds based around what runic invocation you want to use. Oh, all right. Honestly, if it's anything that says kill champions, just leave. The moment they get possessed, bro, it's gonna be pain. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. Yeah, I also probably shouldn't have clicked on anything that makes them deadly. We could also just be getting to the point. Well, we're almost there. I'm level 79. We're getting to the point where we should probably like I need some source of leech. So I need to try and get myself like a Valdir's or a Bleeding Heart. Like anything. Oh, frick. Yeah, go pound sand, man. There we go. Thanks. Okay, what about item? I'm level 4. Nice. Now running SCF, not bad idea to make sure that filter is ready for season 3. What, the filter I'm making or the or your own filter? I've put together something for season 3 so far. I might just end up loading up my season 2 filter and then kind of modifying it a little bit. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, solo character found is fun, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Okay, this is 210 armor. And this has 18 strength. Honestly, that's just more valuable right now. The armor on this is not that great, but having 23% increased life. I think right now a shield would go a long way. I'm not going to be able to do anything with this Dragon Bone Axe yet. Yes, sir. What up, G Money? Welcome back to the stream. Okay, well. Yeah, 105%. Yeah, shit. I don't miss Shadow Rune farming. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I can't keep doing this anymore. Do I have an axe with chance to bleed? Here we go. I can use this for now. No, actually, let's use this. Yeah, I gotta change this up. I can't keep doing this. Yeah, put that there, put that there. Need to hope for the best here. All right, we're looking for Bleeding Heart. Give me Bleeding Heart, please. Do I have like any? All right, Bleeding Heart. Bleeding Heart. She's not selling a single. Okay. Let's go visit the observatory. Okay. Okay, bleeding heart. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, I mean, thank you so much, Pearls of the Swine, but I needed this. All right, let's do a full-on respec. No, I'm at like respec all. Here we go, baby. Bleed Paladin, my favorite cycle starter. Yeah, that's what I'm working on, Gregory. We're trying out a couple different things. Okay. We'll take the 3 points there. I think we'll be good off of that. Okay. Well, let's come back over here. And then I'll wait to invest into Void Knight. So for right now, let's take that. Do I think Bleed Hammers can do Aberoth day one? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think, like obviously you got to unlock Aberoth. Like we're talking base Abby, right? Yeah, like, cause here's the thing: when I was playing Bleed Hammers, when I killed my last Harbinger and unlocked Aberoth, I went and fought and killed him first try. So if you did that all on day one, then yeah. I could see it. I could see it be a thing. Think like 8-hour grind. Yeah. It really depends on how fast you're going. Yeah, I'm gonna commit to the chain hammers for a little bit. I still like the spiral better, but I want to commit to this to see if this is viable for early corruption for people who don't want Spiral. Do I go racing? Have you seen the new ring? Hey, what up, Misha? Are you talking about the set ring? Or is there something else? I mean, this could be a lot of armor. As expected, without proper CT, game is a clown show. Oh, you meant the spear? Yeah, I've heard about it. I saw it. It looks pretty strong. Well, oh, you can actually hit max parry on it? Okay, can we do this? Okay. I mean, it's not terrible. Okay. Okay, purchasing this item will roll its affixes within the ranges shown. May roll with legendary potential, so then you can put whatever you want on here. The thing is this going to be super viable in game if you're just wearing a whole bunch of blues? I mean, I guess technically you could wear a bunch of exalteds with just 2 affixes per exalt. Oh, right. We gotta reset this. So you could have three stats, but it would have to be an exalted item with 2 affixes, presumably. 1 or both would be exalted affixes, and then 1 sealed affix. On budget? I guess that's my main thought, though. No double exalted. Okay, okay. I guess that's my main thought, though. Like, how much trouble are you going to have to go through to fully maximize it? T7, T5, T2. Okay, yeah. Or whatever amount you can get sealed on there. T2 is a safe bet. Yeah, I think that would be my main thought. How much trouble are you going to have to go through to make it work? Okay. That gear is week 1. Okay, well, I guess on that note, how hard or how easy is it going to be to get that item? It's a low-level item. Like, don't get me wrong. It's probably meant to be pretty easy to get. Presumably, you buy it from the vendor, right? I'm assuming because it costs like bones or something like that. It had like some sort of currency cost. I think my main thing is how long is it going to take, you know, presumably to earn the currency to buy it? And are you going to be at like how much trouble is it to get it with LP? And then on top of it, then you put the item affixes you want on there, then you get the gear. It could be really easy. Like I don't want to make it sound like this is an arduous task that only the most committed are going to do. Like it could be super easy. It makes it useless. I mean, it depends on what kind of build you want to run. It really depends on the person who's playing it. Like if you are somebody who wants to be most efficient with your time and presumably your stats, then yeah, I can understand how you feel that way. If you just want to play a build where you run around with a T-Rex and you don't care if it's as efficient or not, I don't really see how this is going to be that much of an issue. You know, there's going to be... There'll be people out there who'll say it till they're blue in their face how much better this is going to be, and somebody's going to go, but T-Rex though. Dragon Raptors? Okay. EHG confirms the game is made by Redditors for Redditors. Fantasy levels 99,999. Balance level 0. Yeah, because if that spear is truly uncapped, I could certainly see people who want to be, you know, efficient with their time, just like doing some sort of build with that, killing everything in the game, and then going, oh, okay, well, see you next season. You want to know how I know that? It happened this season. Racing Strike, Void Knight, Judgment Paladin. They want to be efficient with their time. They put together Uber Destroyers. Yeah, they put together the best build logically possible in the game with the items and everything, destroy everything, and then go, well, see you next season. I'm honestly, if that's how they want to enjoy the game, then go for it. Uber Destroyer Spirit? Yeah, it sounds like it. The armor shred gets converted to frostbite. Oh, okay. XD Gaming? Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm like, well, what if they pre-nerf abilities knowing that this item's going to be in the game? But then I'm like, no, that's gonna suck. This is going to be the whole volatile reversal thing again. Like if this item gets introduced truly the way that it is, like as read, assuming there's no hidden text that we don't see yet. What's the magic item? Can you see the text? Can you see the link in chat, or is it gone for you? I know you just joined, Rick. Reddit.com. There was an item. There's a primordial unique got teased on Reddit. It has strong implications. Because I was thinking, what if they nerf some of the abilities that can abuse it, but then that'd be stupid to nerf an entire whole ass ability because of a possible item in the game. Well, that would explain to me how a whole company spent 4 months and didn't see what veterans found in 1 hour with an Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, this is kind of going back to the whole CT thing, you know, like what level of quality control is going on. CT bet. Oh shit, I thought it's the blue items? Nah, like the spear thrives off of 2 affix items. It doesn't count uniques though. Two affix plus a seal. Yeah, if you want to be ultra, I'm not going to say ultra, if you want to be efficient, 2 affixes plus a seal. And one of the affixes can be exalted, but not the other one. So yeah, even exalted items are considered it, as long as one has to be exalted, one has to be normal, and then you can seal another one. Okay, wait. So, Misha, let me track with this. So, you are saying that you can have a double exalted, or even triple exalted if one of the exalteds is sealed, presumably through the Nemesis. Yes. Okay, I just want to double check because earlier I thought you said no. It has to be a T7 plus a T5. Was that in relation to something else? I might have said something else and you're correcting me there. So you can do a double exalted as long as it has 2 affixes. Okay. T7 plus T5 is already better than any other alternatives. Which class do I plan on playing? You're looking at it, buddy. T7 is beyond broken. Yeah, that could be pretty insane on the exalteds. I guess it's going to really depend, man, because some builds can get very strong. Some builds can be very strong with the uniques in the slot. That weapon does look pretty insane, though. We tested on a racing strike with current standards. T7 plus a T5 does more damage than current splitter with double T7 best in slot gear with the spear. Okay. Yeah, because it just says two-handed weapon. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Okay, so this would do a lot of damage. What about survivability? I'm assuming you're going to want to go for 2 affix and a seal for every slot, right? So 5k HP, 1000 mana. And it does 1.5 times more damage than current erasing strike. Yeah, but what about like damage reduction on the items? I'm talking like Shattered Worlds, the gloves, Immortal Vice, the Titan Heart. Do you think it'd just be better to go with what you're proposing? Is the damage worth it that much more than the survive? You don't need it when Uber 1 phase in 2 seconds. Okay. So at this point, do way more damage and you don't need the survivability. So we're talking Falconer level. So we're talking Z DPS. Sorta. I mean, if you have 5,000 health, you could take a hit. Yeah, you get baseline tankiness. Sure. I think that's what I'm thinking. Is it going to be worth the trade-off? You are making a very strong case that, yes, it is. If you can just one-shot everything, then... Hey, how's it going? Yeah. You're making a strong case for it. And that's on a melee build, yeah. You get double damage and 75% parry. Yeah, I gotcha. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. All right, guys, if you're over here on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and raid Zambriel, friend of the channel. He's waiting for patch notes, just like I am. We raided him yesterday. Do I enjoy playing other classes, or is it mainly Paladin? I love playing Paladin. Paladin's my favorite. I also like Void Knight a lot. I'm going to play a Beastmaster and a Lich next season as well, but I'm going to be starting with Paladin Slugger. Catch you later, Tilron. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm going to send you over towards Zambriel. I'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully with patch notes, and we can discuss what I'm actually going to be playing. It's probably going to be Bleed Hammers, but who knows? Maybe I'll try and get a hold of this spear that Misha's talking about. All right, you guys take care. Say hi to Zambriel for us. Oh, well, wrong one. Wait, where'd it go? Huh. Okay. Hold up. We have to start the raid again. Did we already raise Zambriel? We all still here? Hello? This is like really bizarre right now. I don't know what's happening. Oh, we did. We raided him. All right, YouTube, thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll be back again tomorrow with patch notes, hopefully. Anyway, you guys take care. Peace out.